We have a scary New York Knicks injury update as Kevin McCullar Jr. appears to be a while away from playing for the New York Knicks, and there's real fear that he will not play under Tom Thibodeau at all this season. Meanwhile, rookies like Tyler Kolek, Pacome Dadier, and Ariel Hukporti have all shown the Knicks are very good at drafting, which is kind of having a big implication on the Knicks, as Kevin McCullar Jr. is someone who is expected one day to have a big role with the team, and we're going to break it all down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and if you guys like the content, make sure to subscribe. It helps us out a ton. 27% of viewers are subscribed. We're now on the road to 11K, and so on and so forth. So if you guys like the videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button. But let's get into some basketball talk. Kevin McCullar Jr. was drafted by the New York Knicks 56th overall, and he would have went higher in the NBA draft. However, he had an injury that kind of prevented everything from going his way. Now, the Knicks made a bunch of trades in the NBA draft, got a bunch of second-round picks when they traded away that 24th overall pick. They drafted Pacome Dadier at 25th, then had 3 selections in the second round where they took Tyler Kolek, Kevin McCullar Jr., and Ariel Hukporti. Now, all the Knicks rookies so far have looked pretty good. All of them have played in limited minutes, but everyone's looked promising. I mean, from a standpoint of the top 2 picks, Pacome Dadier and Tyler Kolek have looked great. They've balled out in limited minutes. Both have looked very good and very promising in the G League, and both are expected to have big roles with the New York Knicks in the future. And the same goes for Ariel Hukporti, who already looks like an excellent rim protector, good, aggressive player on offense, not afraid to put the ball on the floor. Very similar to Isaiah Hartenstein, and it's not just because they're German and wear number 55 and they're left-handed. They're also friends, but he does give a lot of shades of Isaiah Hartenstein, and I do think that Ariel Hukporti is going to be the Knicks' backup center to Karl-Anthony Towns very soon. However, not this season. The Knicks have been very good at drafting, and Kevin McCullar Jr. is the one guy who we have not seen play NBA basketball yet. And now it feels like we probably won't be seeing him this season. As James Edwards of The Athletic revealed, he said that he gets asked about Kevin McCullar Jr. a lot, and he's answered the question a lot, saying, "This will be my last time until the team gives another update. I was told at camp he'd be out for a long time, and the Knicks knew that from the jump. He's not playing anytime soon. He won't play a single second for Tom Thibodeau this season." Now, obviously, that's not what you want to hear. McCullar Jr. is 23 years old. He's an older rookie. He played 5 years in college, 3 years at Texas Tech before finishing his college career for 2 years at Kansas. Now, McCullar had a bone bruise, and that kind of threw his entire life for a whirlwind. Now, he was expected to go to the NBA draft, which he still did, but he also didn't end up playing in the tournament in his final year of college basketball action because of that bone bruise. It happened around a year ago now. It was last January that he got injured, but unfortunately what happened is that he just tried to come back multiple times and his knee just kept getting hurt and hurt again until they sat him. He missed the entire tournament. His draft stock plummeted because he couldn't do workouts and stuff because of his injury. So teams had to go off the college performance, and he had a very good college career. I mean, just if we want to dive into his career, I'll make this bigger for you guys. If you want to dive into his career, he consistently got better every year. Before he led the Big 12 in points per game in his final season of college basketball in his year at Kansas. Now, he's very good. He's a do-it-all player. He's an excellent defender. The one real knock on him is that he's not a very good three-point shooter, but he does everything else well. He's 6'7". He's a bigger guy. He's a great high-potential wing, even at 23 years old. It's just a matter of getting back on the floor, and I do think he's going to get back on the floor eventually, and he'll probably be fully cleared at some point this season, but he will not be playing for the New York Knicks, as I don't expect him to be cleared for another 2 months or so. By then, the G League is kind of wrapping things up, so there's really nowhere for him to play. I imagine the first time we'll really see Kevin McCullar Jr. activated and playing minutes, as he's on a 2-way contract right now, is when the Knicks sign him to some partially guaranteed deal and then see him play in Summer League. I also think we'll see guys like Pacome Dadier and Ariel Hukporti play in Summer League, maybe Tyler Kolek also, but we'll definitely see those 3 rookies play, and certainly Kevin McCullar Jr. on top of any rookies the Knicks have next year, who will obviously, or next calendar season, we'll also see them play. So the Knicks Summer League team is already shaping out to look pretty damn good, which is exciting in its own right because we'll just all be starved for basketball at that point. Now, I like Kevin McCullar Jr. as a player, and it sucks to see this. And just taking another dive into what Edwards mentioned, he said we could possibly see McCullar with the G League this year. the Knicks are in no rush with Kevin McCullar and would rather him healthy as possible before putting him in any form of a meaningful basketball game. Now, Edwards said this around a month ago, and the same reigns true. I mean, there's really no way to tell when McCullar is going to be back. Bone bruises are very weird, and the Knicks are very, very secretive about injury updates. They don't say a lot of what's going on with the team. They prefer to keep things in-house. So I imagine that's what we're going to see for a while from Kevin McCullar Jr. But here's the interesting thing about him. He plays very similarly to Josh Hart. Now, Josh Hart is not old at all. He's still in his 20s, but he plays a lot of heavy minutes, and the Knicks love the way that Josh Hart plays basketball. Kevin McCullar Jr. is a direct comparison to Josh Hart. That's what Bleacher Report compared McCullar to when discussing his potential in the NBA and just his overall draft profile. Now, Bleacher Report mentioned, and you can see Josh Hart looking all happy in here because we all love Josh Hart. Despite Kevin McCullar Jr.'s improved scoring average, NBA scouts remain more intrigued by his two-way versatility. He may be missing one signature skill in the scoring, but the ability to make up shots, slash, pass, rebound, and defensive both wing spots creates glue guy potential for teams to use between higher-level creators and shooters. Basically the exact same thing Josh Hart does. Josh Hart is the best glue guy in the NBA. There's really no argument about it. Like, he just is. I mean, the man has, 9 triple-doubles with the Knicks now? That trade, trading a protected first-round pick and Cameron Reddish for Josh Hart, is one of the great trades in Knicks history, as Mike Breen mentioned. Look, it's just a sign of how good the Knicks are at finding these guys, and I think it is a very, very promising sign for Kevin McCullar Jr., who I expect to have a big role with the Knicks over time. Now, I don't think it's going to be one of these things where he's in the lineup next year or in the rotation next year. I think Tyler Kolek will be. I don't think Cameron Payne's going to get re-signed. I think he'll move on to another team after a one-year stint in New York. Cameron Payne's a journeyman. He always will find a role with an NBA team, but it's likely that he knows that the Knicks will want to move forward with Kolek, so he'll go elsewhere after giving the Knicks 1 year. Now, after that, it's pretty unclear what other rookies will be in the rotation. I expect Kolek to. Ariel Hukporty's a big maybe. I do think Mitchell Robinson's going to be traded over the offseason, and then Hukporty has a real shot at breaking in. The Knicks like Hukporty, and they want to lock him up for multiple years before he breaks out, so then they have him on a cheap contract. The exact same thing they did with Deuce McBride. They won't be able to really do the same with Pacome since he was a first-round pick, but Pacome is a big maybe. I would guess he's probably not in the rotation next season just because he's still only 19 years old. The Knicks are moving slowly with him. He might. I mean, he's been way better than expected already. So there's a world where Pacome makes it in. Same thing with Kevin McCullar. He won't be in the rotation next year because he'll have never played NBA action. He'll effectively be a rookie. And a 24-year-old rookie obviously is not the greatest sign, especially when they already missed an entire year with an injury. However, the Knicks do know what they're doing, and probably around when he's 25 years old, he will find time with the New York Knicks. It's all just about the timing of it, and you have to expect the Knicks know what they're doing. I mean, if you can get another Josh Hart player, that would be huge. Now, Josh Hart on this season is averaging 14.5 points per game, 9 rebounds, nearly 6 assists, shooting 38.8% from 3 and 57% from the field. He's also getting 1.5 steals per game. Now, Josh Hart, his shooting has gone way up this season than it was previously with the New York Knicks, so there's hope that Kevin McCullar Jr. can get that up as well. Now, obviously, hitting this ceiling of Josh Hart would be huge, but he is bigger than Josh Hart, so it does add some potential more versatility to it. It's all about the heart and soul. I mean, Josh Hart, it's funny about his last name being Hart, considering that he is literally all heart, but the man just does everything well. He's having one of the best seasons of his career, and glue guys like this fit very well under Tom Thibodeau. We know the Knicks love them, considering their continued interest in Bruce Brown, so it all does make sense why the Knicks like Kevin McCullar Jr. so much. Now, looking at two of the other rookies, Pacome has really not gotten consistent minutes, and he's averaging 1.5 points with 1 rebound. He's shooting 30% from the field and 36% from 3. Obviously, those numbers are not great, but they're in such limited minutes that it's really hard to gauge them at all. While Tyler Kolek, who's played a little bit more, he's played the most minutes out of any Knicks rookie so far, is averaging 2.5 points, nearly a rebound and an assist per game. He's shooting 40% from the field and from three-point range. So good sign from Tyler Kolek, kind of from the limited minutes. He looks good. He looks like a consummate pro. He looks like someone who the New York Knicks do have a lot of interest in using down the line. But right now, the Knicks are rolling with their veterans because they're a contending team, and that's what contending teams do. Speaking on Hukporti, he also has played a good amount of time as well, getting 12 games in, putting up 2 points and 2 rebounds, also shooting 64% from the field. Ariel Hukporti is so skilled. I mean, he was supposed to be a first-round pick in 2022? It wasn't 2023 because he was out with the Achilles injury. It was like 2021 or 2022. Hukporti was supposed to go into the NBA draft as a first-round pick, but he ruptured his Achilles. That threw everything off. Clearly, it's not affecting him as he has come back with a vengeance, and you love to see it with Ariel Washington Hukporti. But speaking on McCullar, as the video is about McCullar, if the Knicks hit on 3 of their 4 draft picks, even if McCullar doesn't work out, it's fine. However, you do have to trust the Knicks know what they're doing with drafting with the way that all 3 of these other rookies have looked very promising. So I'm excited to see Kevin McCullar Jr. play, and I do think that we'll see him kind of be able to fill that Josh Hart role for when he's here and also when Josh Hart is gone. So that'll be very exciting given Josh Hart's not going anywhere for a while. But I do want to know what you guys think, so let me know down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Happy New Year's, guys. Go Knicks.